Well, the day's not quite over yet, but I wanted to make this while everything was still kind of fresh from the ride. I just checked into the hotel. It's kind of a trying day. Got up a little bit late, did an inspection of my tires, pulled out some barbs and thorns, and that was fine. Once I got going, things seemed fairly nice. Rode back through the downtown of Austin and up through the university. But my derailleur was, making the catch noise. It needed a little bit of adjustment, like they do. You generally tune it up and then make a minor adjustment on the adjusting knob on the shifter. So I made a small adjustment and I downshifted, and then the limiter, the high limit or low limiter, wasn't set properly, and the chain got wedged between the cassette and the spokes, and I could not get it out. I probably could have after a while, but it was just one of those things where you're on the street and your rear wheel can't move. Well, it can move, but not much. So I got my bike flipped upside down. I was trying to pull the chain out, and one of the students that was at the post office, which I was at the corner of, offered some help. So I said yes, I do need a little bit of help, and he took me to put my bike in the back of his truck and took me to a nearby bike shop. Which the guys there were pretty awesome. They got the chain out. Said I needed a new middle chain ring, and we were going to try and get that done, but they didn't have the one for my bike. So I'll need to get that taken care of probably when I get to Baton Rouge. But they adjusted the limiter and the derailleur, and I set off, but there was always that constant, clickety clack of it trying to catch. And it seemed like no amount of adjustment that I did could fix it. And at that point I was just completely frazzled. I was trying to enjoy the ride and not listen to music or anything like I did on the way into Austin. I tried doing some field adjustments, and trying to prop up the bike and do the derailleur myself, which would prove difficult. So it was never quite right. So that's when I just popped in the earbuds and decided I needed to get moving and let it go, or try and forget about it anyway. I got going and things were relatively okay. Still not quite up or feeling very good about the day's ride. And then partway through, you saw a sign that said the shoulder ends, and you're like, okay. But then it really ended and got very, very narrow. And this is about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's super hot. Well, not super hot, but very humid and muggy. Not the best. I find that 4 o'clock is the worst point of the day. So I tried to continue. I continued on as best I could, but the problem on the highway, if the cars, come one or two or three at a time or something like that, that's usually no big deal. But the cars were coming in large packs, and on a 2-lane highway, they were side by side, which means the cars closest to me don't have a lot of room to move. So, I would ditch off into the side and stop and wait for a bunch of cars to pass, continue on, stop, wait for a bunch of cars to pass, which made for very, very slow going. And it's quite, you're trying to make forward progress, you have a long way to go, and, you're just tired and kind of mentally beaten down because of, everything that's happened during the day. So, then I just I got to get going. And so, you pedal, you're in the road. You're just, the farther out I got, the less traffic there was, but there was still like there's one truck that just got within like 3 feet of me, and it had room to move, but it didn't. And the whole time, I wasn't even really looking forward. I had one eye glued on my rear view, just staring back as far as I can see to see how many cars were coming. Because at that point of the day, it's, people are tired and they want to go home, they're aggravated or whatever, from the day's work, and, they're not at their best. So luckily, the sun was setting behind us, I'm going east. I think if the sun was in their faces, or I was heading in the direction of the sun, that would be far worse. I don't think it's so bad in the morning, but it's definitely far worse in the afternoon. So I decided, instead of going to Brenham, just to stop in Giddings, because the shoulders, it widened up at one point, but then it closed, shortened up again. And I was running with my lights, so my lights probably wouldn't, last the whole time to get to Brenham. And I figured it's just better to shorten the day. Especially after the late start and all the delays and everything. Just kind of, try and reset and start again tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. So, I may just, eat a day and do a short hop to Brenham. So I can look around. I guess there's some interesting things to see there, like the Bluebell factory or something to do with ice cream. Or I may, I have to look at the distance to, I want to say it's Huntsville. It's after Brenham. I'd have to look at my routes, but I have to see how much distance that is from Brenham, and see if I can make up the 30 miles that I lost out on today. But I know after I made the routes, most of the days are about 90 to 100 miles each day, or 120, I think. I know the route to Biloxi is about 120. But made it in one piece. It was quite terrifying at one point, and there are definitely no points for death. So while terrifying, I did my best to be safe, but at the same time, keep moving forward, because I didn't want to be out there when the sun went down, because that would be worse. And even just walking in the shrubbery, one, you don't know what is lurking, and two, it's just slow going. On paved road, I can walk at about a 3.5 mile per hour pace, and I was still 15 miles out, so that's 5 hours of walking, which that's not a pleasant thought either, especially in the dark. So anyway,